In today's video we're gonna do something not all of you guys are familiar with. And it is perfectly okay to get out of your comfort zone. Welcome to the Drunken Barbecue, my friends. Today, on this beautiful windy day, we're gonna make grilled steak hot honey sandwiches. I don't know what I was thinking, we're just gonna whip it up. And when you think what this mess is doing here, well my friends, we're gonna first sous vide the steaks. That's right, we're gonna sous vide, we're using the Inkbird sous vide machine for that. We're having that thermometer and vacuum pack machine, because sous vide basically means cooking under vacuum. And we're gonna use the hot honey, there we go. And we're gonna use this all-purpose smoked up spice mix to marinate the spices, because yeah my friends, it's over. Nobody needs to eat boring food anymore. And I'm sure one of you critics will say, Hans, you shouldn't cook in plastic. Well my friends, I looked it up and it says what kind of plastic bags are safe for sous vide. Well, currently there aren't any published studies. So we just go for food grade plastic bags which come with the machine. And if impotentia kicks in tomorrow, well at least I tried and you know not to do it. For this sous vide gig, we're using all Inkbird equipment. Not that we're gonna get paid for it, but it's pretty easy to set up. All on your phone. Inkbird has everything so set up that you can do everything through Bluetooth or the internet, so it doesn't matter. You can be cutting your grass, you can be at work, and in the meantime you just check your phone and see how your cooking is doing. Well, that's sometimes an advantage, because in my case this takes a little longer, like a 2-hour cook it's going to be. I can't sit still, because that's 2 hours, there's a lot of beverages, and we still need to grill after that. And as I've been away for a couple of weeks, I'm sure you want to hear where I've been up to. But that will come later, because we've got 2 hours to chit-chat about anything, because that's how long it takes to cook the steaks. And when you sous vide steaks, my friends, you want to have a steak that's at least 1 inch thick, or 1.5 inches, because size matters in this case, and well, you know how that works. First things first, let's warm up some water to say like 130 degrees, because it takes a while before the water is warm, and while the water warms up, we can do the rest. This, my friends, is a sous vide machine. It's not what you use in the bedroom, that would be pretty painful. This has a little heater in it, a little scoopy thing to stir the water and keep everything on a constant temperature for whatever you set it at. And because you set it at a perfect temperature, it cooks your meat exactly where you want to have it. Raw, medium, well we're not going to talk about well done obviously, that would be a shame. But anyway, whatever you want, this is your friend. Well, in the kitchen. And while the water is warming up my friends, we're going to season our steaks with our smoked all-purpose seasoning. Those days of tasteless steaks are over. There you go, easy money. But of course we do things different over here. Let's probe this thing and see what the temperature's doing in the steak all the way through the cook, beginning till the end. Because normally you will do this indoors, but hey, camping season is here. You're not going to camp indoors, is it? You want to do this outside while the sun is shining. And the probe we're using today is Inkbird's wireless thermometer. It comes in a fancy case, which is also the transmitter, so don't put the probe more than 6 meters away from your meat, but that's alright. There you go my friends, that's the case. Look at that. I should take up modeling I think. Process is very easy. We take the probe, shove it in the meat. That sounds a bit weird. Then we marinate the meat, vacuum pack it, and let the sous vide party begin. There we go. All I can say is, thick meat is good meat. And then we take our smoked all-purpose seasoning and throw a nice thick layer on the steaks. You want to have a thick layer of this stuff, as we're going to cook the meat in its own juices. And you want flavor. Flavor galore is king. Well, you can call it a coincidence or not, but this Inkbird vacuum machine comes with those nice handy pouches that fits a steak perfectly. Open her up. Stick the pouch in underneath the flaps. Close her up. Hear the click. And vac seal. And there you go, 2 vacuum packed steaks. It has to be vacuum packed, otherwise you just cook in a plastic bag, right? We don't want that. Now our sous vide batter's on temperature, my friends. We're just gonna make these steaks swim. Hoppa, there's 1. And number 2. Goodbye, my friends. Well, not really goodbye, because we're going to see him later again. As hot water evaporates and I don't have a lid that fits on this pan with this contraption in there, we're just going to makeshift one of some aluminum foil. Because we want to make this a success, right? We want to make this a success. Don't set Inkbird up for failure. That would not be fair. There we go. We're going to use the Inkbird Plus vacuum machine as a weight for our lid. And now we use weight. 2 hours. 2 hours at 130 degrees. That's all it takes. And then the steak is medium rare. That's how we want it. And of course in the next 2 hours while this is cooking, we're just going to keep an eye on all the apps we're having, because yeah, hey, that's going to be interesting, right? The thermometer is supposed to give us a graph of how the temperature is rising. That dildo thing that gives us all the information of temperatures and whatever else is cooking. Whew. Technology, my friends. Technology! I can't believe it, I'm actually saying this, but yeah, it's kind of exciting. And of course we're going to use this bit of downtime as a good excuse to have some iced tea. Yeah. Got to stay hydrated, right? Got to stay hydrated. Well, now you want to know where I've been for a while, right? Well, I went to China. Yes, China, you hear that right. Got some weird food, filmed it all. Video is in the making. Just stay tuned. And while we're in China, we met some awesome people from Bateau. Thanks for showing up. We shall meet again. There we go. It's nearly time. It's nearly time. We're just a few minutes on the clock. We just fired up the barbecue so the charcoals can get nice and warm for us, because the next session needs to be hot and fast. It's already cooked, just fast, so we can just grill the steak, and then, my God, it's gonna be heaven. And my friends, if you're gonna clean the barbecue, don't do it to your clothes, because your other half is not gonna be happy. Mine hasn't seen this yet. I'm sure she's gonna see this video and gonna give me grief. Ah, shit, actually. Look at that, look at that. 2 hours have gone past, 130 degrees, and it says your meal is ready. So let's crack on to the next phase. And for the next phase, we take him out of the water and stick him on a rack. There we go. We just take him out of the plastic. Jesus, they look horrible. But then again, they look horrible, but they smell fantastic. So, next thing is, we're going to pat the babies dry. That's why we put them on the rack and we just pat them dry with a bit of kitchen towel. If you don't have a rack, just lay it on kitchen towel only, as long as you get it dry. And you want to pat your meat dry, because you can't grill wet meat. Then you're steaming it, and that would be horrible. And didn't we say earlier on, horrible food times are over. We're going to make something fantastic. So the coals are red hot. Let's bring the fire bed up to right below the grate and just sear the shit out of it. I know that some of you will say that grill marks are burn marks, and burn marks don't taste good. Well, I like it. I cook for myself, not for you, so I'm gonna give it some markings. And in case you wonder, ain't gonna comment, because there's bound to be someone, I use royal oak and it works fine. And there she goes. Oh yeah, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Sound of music. And don't grill it too long. Say 1 minute per side, because after all, it is already cooked. You just want to have the marking and the grilling action and, you know, the good stuff. Oh yeah, like we done it before. So, and now we pulled our meat away from the fire. What you could do, you just carefully, of course, it's going to be hot. Just take the fatty side and just caramelize that a little bit. Ooh, flavor, flavor. And this is how we make some fantastic steaks. Let's cut one open and I will show you what the inside's like. And did I tell you that we don't need to let this meat rest, because it's cooked very slow, so no juices has to go back in again, because this is still in there. I know, I could get a better knife, but hey, what you see is what you get. It works like a champ, and that's all that matters. But if you're in the knife industry and you want to donate one that's better than this, challenge is on. Send it over. Well, anyway, that was enough nonsense. Well, really, if you think you got better knives than I'm using, send it over and we're going to compare it. But now you want to know what this became, hey? Let me make some room on the plate. Yes, I use fingers, no gloves. Why would I? It's my food. I know where my hands have been. I washed them. Look at that, my friends. Look at that. See how nice and red and soft and... Whoo! This is the steak you always wanted. And the juices are not running out of this baby. It's perfect. Well, the photos for Instagram and the thumbnail be taken. Let's try some. Let's not be shy and we'll just go for it. Woohoo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pretty good actually. Well, you know what? If cooking in a plastic bag is, like some people are saying, gonna give you some kind of medical disease and impotentia is part of it, I think it's worth it. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's make this beautiful slab of meat in a hot honey bun. At the end of the day, that's where we're going for it. And here we go. We have some bunket split in half, and we're gonna toast it. Toast it to perfection. After all, everything we do is to perfection. Everybody does that. Now don't walk away, you scratchy prairie oysters, because bread burns really fast. And I mean really fast. Ooh, there you go, there you go. And there you have it, a nice piece of toast. So there we go, we moved into the shade. Now it's slowly melting, but here we go. We've got the toasted bread, we've got the meat, we've got the arugula for a base on the bread, otherwise it gets soggy and soft. We want to have it crispy. And we have the hot honey. So, we don't need that yet. First things first, some arugula, like we mentioned earlier, as a nice blanket for the bun. Just like a burger. And then now the hardest part, we're gonna pile some meat on it. And you want to eat meat, right? Not a salad. So pack that sucker full with meat. And my friends, this is the key. When you plan it right and your sandwich isn't too big, you can just snack while you're making your sandwich. Isn't that fantastic? Anyway, that's that. It's a nice snack. Make some room, because we're going to put the honey on. Now you can just drizzle it with a spoon or one of those honeycomb things straight on your sandwich, or, because I use a lot of honey, get yourself a bigger jar. This is the same honey as this. Hot as anything. Anyhow, we're going to put it here and we're going to drizzle it over the sandwich. And lift off. Look at that. Ooh. Isn't this what you always wanted? Ooh. There we go. Fantastic. I'm going to put the top back on. So we can do it backwards. There we go. Art. Food art. Hot honey food art. Well, my friends, if this doesn't give you some oral fantasies, I don't know it anymore. That took me a few hours to make, but it's worth it. Freshly made hot honey. Fantastic. Hey there, thanks for watching the video. And now you're sad. Sad that the video is over. But subscribe to my channel and you will never be sad again. Ever.